going on, world? It's the KayFabeyBaby NRW Ring Generals Podcast. I'm Kuya P, and I'm joined by the NRW Trios champions, my champions. I got my man Sean Mongo. Do you see him flexing?
That's me. Hi.
With the WTF,
Hi,
the what the fuck, the weirdest.
Yeah.
What is it? The weird what?
The weirdest show at
weirdest
DC
show
Braless.
at DC Braless. Okay,
Yeah.
This is the new logo behind you, so I'm trying to show that love and support.
Yeah,
okay, that's the next show. We'll talk all about it in a bit. But we also have the man from Sartorial Geek, my man of fashion, Mr. Webster Style. How are you?
I'm doing well, brother. How about you?
I'm good, man. Trying to get the energy up. It's been a long day. Y'all know we put in that work of conversations, of discussions, of talks to bring it to the people. And it's been a jam-packed day, but I'm excited to talk a little bit about wrestling with you guys. Although I missed this big Raw that we just apparently had this past week. I'll go ahead and let you guys know right off the bat. I'm a little back on stuff, so I need to catch up. It's on the DVR, but you guys can feel free to go in. Let's let's throw the AEW. Let's get AEW out the way because we're gonna go into. I know we want to go into that Raw and then lead that to WrestleMania.
Yep.
So what's going on with Mercedes over there with Cope? We had, I think that was the match that we led off into after we wrapped up our last week's KayFabeyBaby. We had, I think, Dynamite and Rampage that was going on. Let's go AEW. Whoever wants to take the stick there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Webster Style, did you watch Dynamite last week?
I saw very little.
Okay. So I mean, Mercedes came out. They kind of established that she is kind of gonna go into this program with Willow and Kat and Julia and everything. She came out, cut a promo. Julia kind of made the blackout lights happen, popped up behind her, and she like fended her off. And then Sky Blue came out to try to jump Mercedes essentially, and then Chris and Willow came out to help her, and they had chairs. And then essentially Mercedes turned her back and was like talking shit, and then Willow was behind her with a chair and kind of like raised it up a little bit for like some tension going on. Because Mercedes kind of made a comment about her, and then there was like cool interaction with Stokely trying to introduce himself to Mercedes, I think the previous Dynamite, which was funny, and was just like, why are you mad? Like, why are you scared? Like, you broke her ankle. Chill out. And I really like Stokely in this role of like being like the funny goofy manager is also like a little bit of a heel, but he just wants them to be friends and like succeed, like he's very like, use this chain and cheat and win. I want you to win. So just win. I think that's really fun. But yeah, Mercedes is definitely going to there. And I think so this Dynamite there, I think there's like a fatal 4-way between Chris and Willow, which is weird, and Jewel and Sky Blue and someone else. But Mercedes is going to be in commentary. So you get a little bit more Mercedes, but you still don't have a match. So I feel like maybe they're going to hold off Mercedes fighting until Dynasty, which seems kind of far and kind of
When
sucks.
Is Dynasty again?
April something? I can't remember. It's later in April, I think, like the 3rd or 4th week of April. That is
kind of far to have that happen.
Yeah, and then I guess also the Will Ospreay and Daniel Bryanson match. But other than that, there wasn't a lot else going on. Swerve cut a promo again on Joe and just pretty much doing the true babyface kind of like underdog, fight to the top, clawing action kind of thing going on. But yeah, other than that, like I can't really think of anything too crazy. I mean, tonight's Dynamite's going to be kind of cool. Like I said, it's like a lot of good wrestling. Tonight we're getting Will Ospreay versus Shibata, which is really cool. And then I think Takeshita versus Swerve, which is going to be a great match. But other than that, the only other real thing I'm going to be watching is Mercedes on commentary. Not really tied to anything else. So I don't know, and Okada's not showing up. So we had Okada last week fight, beat Eddie Kingston. So that was that was pretty cool. I was ready for that, and I kind of knew that was coming. That was a great match. I mean, Okada's chest was sore, but I'm just glad that we're not going to constantly have that slap fest that we kind of talked about last episode with
Right.
Eddie Kingston, because I feel like they started spamming Eddie Kingston, but he is a novelty fighter in my opinion, where if you force him down my neck, like my throat every week or multiple times a week, that slap fest kind of gets boring, right? Like that's a
Yes.
commodity. Like you have to have people who have good chemistry together who can sell it and like make it entertaining. But if you're just constantly feeding it to me, I get bored. So I'm glad that he got the belt taken off him. Now he can go back. He can go to ROH because he's still the ROH champion. He can go to New Japan because he's the open weight champion. So I'm glad he's going to maybe step away from the AEW TV for a little bit, and this also kind of puts some cool shine on Okada and brings like a new dynamic to the Elite. So that's pretty much my thoughts on it. And then leading into what you call it, leading into a Dynasty is going to be great. I think Kyle O'Reilly also had a match last week at one point. I can't remember if it was Dynamite or they have way too many shows now, so it's just kind of all blends together. But Kyle O'Reilly looked amazing. Like just the wrestling was just like on it. Like he looks like he hasn't slept in like fucking 172 hours, but he looks amazing.
Eyes, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
He got them deep sunken in eyes, like the crazy scraggly beard. I was just like, bro, you look like you haven't bathed in about like 84 hours. I haven't slept in about 170. So,
Right.
but my man, the action in the ring, like I said, man, like the wrestling's, you can't beat it.
Nuts. Yeah.
Especially if you're live like that. It's top notch, dude. I have been seeing like they've been doing a couple of like cooler, more like recap, vignettes and stuff like that. So I've been seeing that get better. So I definitely think they're heading in the right direction. It's just, like in my opinion, they haven't really focused on the storylines, and I think now they are, and it's going to take some time to build that. I think, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens.
All right. Any AEW vibes for you, Eldon? Even though you didn't catch it all?
No, I think Shark pretty much
you've been our
encapsulated
resident
everything.
Impact guy too.
Man, I've just been out of the loop with a lot of stuff. Honestly, the only thing I've sat down to watch in the past couple weeks is Halo and then X-Men 97. So I have like 3 weeks of Impact to catch up on, honestly.
All right, so we'll save it. We got the big one, as you see behind me, WrestleMania XL. We may not have a show next week, y'all, because your boy might be there covering as press, and Sean is going to be in the stands enjoying the festivities as well. So we're going to give you our WrestleMania picks as of the card we know right now, because as we all know, things are ever changing. They've got 2 nights they got to fill. So, gentlemen, before we do that, though, I feel very bad because I've been so caught up that apparently I missed the Raw of all Raws that's ever rawed, because that's all I'm seeing on my feeds. Did you guys see the latest Raw that was this past week, where apparently The Rock just brutalized Cody, and Seth and Drew went off, and somebody and CM Punk, a whole bunch of shit went down.
That was great.
Let me throw it back to you guys. Let's get Raw before we get to WrestleMania.
Ooh, boy, that was a wild match. Like everything AEW has been like firing all cylinders. You got the because also you missed the little viral moment when Rhea did the stink face to Nia.
Oh, I did see that.
Did you see that?
Bro,
I saw that.
Hyped. Bro, the internet went insane, dog. I was just like, bro, like Jesus, like
Sir.
that is crazy.
Sir.
I know you saw it.
I definitely saw that, and I meant to hit on my boy Eldon, because Eldon and I have been doing some appreciation of Rhea lately in our conversations.
Right.
Bro, it is, like they've just been jumping all cylinders, man, and like they're just having a good time, no, I mean, I don't want to take all the shine. So, Webstyle, if you want to jump in and start it, by all means.
Sean, your point about them being on all cylinders is absolutely correct. Them all cylinders, and you can tell that they are absolutely having the time of their lives of all of these builds from Rhea and what's going on with that, even the whole thing with her and Becky in that segment. Like everything was just really good on Raw. I mean, and we ain't even touching on the last segment with The Rock.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was someone I saw someone talk about that specifically, but it's, and I thought this too before I saw their commentary. A lot of the way things happened and culminated, it really reminded me of what made the Attitude Era so special.
Yeah.
Like it was that kind of feeling that you knew you were watching, like in retrospect, more importantly, but in retrospect, you knew you were watching something special. And that Raw, it just knocked that shit out the park. Top to bottom.
Yeah. 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 Man, I just like I don't know what it is, like it's hot and cold, right? And I think obviously it's WrestleMania season, they're heating up. Also a fun fact, they announced that, so you missed it, but they announced that Jade is having her first TV match on Friday.
Oh,
This
Oh,
Friday.
I missed
snap.
that.
SmackDown. Oh, you missed that? Yeah, they announced it on Raw.
Well,
So
I knew she was
Jade's
going to SmackDown. I saw that announcement. I didn't
yeah,
realize she was actually having a match.
she's been on Raw. Like she was signed like almost a month ago with Nick Aldis. But she has her first televised match coming up this SmackDown. So right before WrestleMania. So I'll let you think on what that means. So we might be getting Jade at WrestleMania, bitch, and I'm so happy. But yeah, no, first of which, they're continuing the whole JD McDonough shit is like a clown, which I love. They give him Ricochet some final like fucking shine. Like Ricochet's a fucking star. Like
Yes.
I'm just gonna say it.
Prince
You
Puma.
can't talk on the mic though, bro.
But they're like he's gotten better. The few times like when he went against Logan, he was doing a lot better. But
was.
I'll give him that.
I think they just
But that's
went a
because he
different
has to
route.
deal with his girl. Don't be talking about my girl, bruh.
Yeah, like, but it brings out true emotion. When you can set yourself up in a story that you can kind of like set yourself in a true emotional state like that, like I think you can act better. You can act on it and be in that character, right? So I think that was great. But like Logan kind of went away for a little bit and then came back to Elimination Chamber. So that hype kind of went away, right? And they didn't know what else to do with Ricochet. They're like, oh, normally they would continue that feud with him for a while, but I think Logan was doing other shit and then helping his brother get ready for the match, his boxing match or whatever. So it kind of fucked him over a little bit, but now they're kind of putting him back in the limelight. So it's a nice little push right before WrestleMania, So they're doing that. CM Punk came out, did his thing. The Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, that was just great. Like that was like the first time I was like, okay, this feels like Drew's actually like being someone. Like, you know what I mean? Like not scripted. Like I
Right.
know this was still scripted, but it didn't feel scripted. And I love when promos hit on that. And Drew, for whatever reason, every time he comes out, it just always feels scripted. This felt like true, like digging into each other, and they're all talking shit, and it was great. Like all the one-liners, like Punk had a bunch of fucking, mic drops and shit like that. Was just like, I'll be on commentary in WrestleMania and I'll do something that, hasn't been done for y'all in 10 years and make you fucking relevant. He dropped the mic. I was just like, bro. Like, this is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish he was refereeing, but whatever. He's going to be matching it. I love that they kind of they're still hyping this, even though Seth is with Cody in that match and kind of involved in the bloodline. Like they're still hyping this. And then how do you hype this when The Rock is in the bloodline? Bring in CM Punk. And like it's just so smart, especially to do that in Chicago. That was great. That was amazing booking. That was an amazing way to kind of like bring the fucking fire back into it and make it more relevant. Because if they didn't do that, then it would obviously be second fiddle to bloodline shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it still is, but now you have CM Punk involved, and now it has more fire to it because both of them hate CM Punk. And it was just like, bro, like they fucking did that perfectly. And yeah, I'm just super happy about that. But yeah, that was like one of the biggest things. And then obviously the other biggest thing was what you call it, fucking uh the Rock coming out doing his whole fucking thing. They did a couple other things with like Becky interrupting Rhea and stuff like that to kind of like hit on that feud, which was great. I think Sammy had a match, can't really remember. I think Sammy got beaten. And yeah, and then I can't really remember anything else. But yeah, the Rock shit, man.
He
Did we
would
forget something?
Look, when he took off that belt and it said Mama Rhodes, I'm like, oh man,
bro.
That was just wonderful.
Out that boy.
He did.
Piss. And also, like, I love how. So the Rock. All right. So Cody did a promo earlier in the night, and the Rock came out. And I think it was Cody said a curse word because, of course, we keep hearing like they keep sending letters and emails to all the wrestlers about keeping it PG and like to hold down the cussing. And then Cody said a curse word or whatever. And I love it because CM Punk comes out and also says a cuss word. And I'm just like, he was watching that and be like, oh, they're doing it. I'm sure shit going to be doing it. And of course, The Rock hits the fucking F word at the end of it. And I'm just like,
language,
bro. Like Mr. Board Member does not give a fuck. They're like, we're about to be on Netflix next year. Go fuck yourself, USA. Like that's literally the message that they're sending right now, and it's fucking hilarious. But like that's what it gives you the reminiscence of that Attitude Era. Like beat the dog shit out of him, like next to his own tour bus, like his own bus with the fucking dog's image right there on the bus, like spitting next to his face. Like hocking a fucking loogie next to Cody's bleeding face on the ground after threatening it, like yelling at his mom through the camera. Like it was just true heel shit, man. Like I love it. I can't wait.
All right. Well, let's head over to WrestleMania, guys. Let's go through this card. Again, it's subject to change because we know even though we're still
a week out.
Only
a week out.
They change things. We know this, y'all. Yeah. So I'm gonna go through what we know to be matches, and then what are obviously the big title matches, the main events on each night. So again, this is in order, y'all, and this is a subject to change, but this is what we know. So, gentlemen, let's go through it. First up, we have the triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship. Logan Paul, our current champion, versus Randy Orton versus KO. Webster style. Who you got in this one?
I'm going Randy.
Randy Orton. And give me more, man. Give me why.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like he just got back.
Yeah.
I think they want to put a title on him. I honestly think that this would be a good way to elevate the U.S. title, putting it on Randy. I'm not saying KO is a slouch, but Randy had been away for so long and they've had him in some pretty major storylines since he came back. I think that would be a pretty good way of elevating it, as well as you can still continue that feud with KO and Logan Paul if you want to, even after this. Not to say KO is a slouch and not saying he don't deserve it, because I think KO deserves another title run, personally speaking. But I think it would be better served putting the belt on Randy.
Okay, storyline wise and everything. Sean, what do you got to add to that? What do you think? What's your prediction?
I am thinking, I don't know, man. Like, I want it to be Randy, but at the same time, I also want it to be KO. You know what I mean? Like, I just remember when they were trying to like renegotiate KO's deal, and they're like, no, stay. We'll give you like a bunch of cool things at WrestleMania, and that's when he got his shot against Stone Cold. And then obviously he had the tag teams match last year with Sammy against the Usos when they won the belts. Um, I don't know, man. I think KO. I think KO's promised it.
So you're
I
going with
I think
KO.
I think KO's promised it. I want to see Randy. I want to see him get one last belt because I definitely don't think he's going to get any of the top 2 belts anymore. But also at the same time, like I kind of want to see LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the belt, or for Logan Paul versus the belt.
That
for,
would
like,
be
SummerSlam.
that's definitely a match I love to see.
Yeah, and so, but like, I mean, you could also probably do LA Knight versus Randy for the belt, and then that would inevitably be put on to LA Knight. But like, they're missing the momentum, and it's starting to piss me off. I know he has a match with AJ, but it's just, what are you doing? Like, the man's not getting younger, you know. But yeah, I see it going to KO.
All right. Wow. I think we're gonna be all divided on this one. While I like Randy Orton again, would love to have him have one more run. KO deserves the title as well because that brother has been a loyal WWE guy, and again, I think is truly deserving. But I think there's something about Logan Paul that they want to keep this heel in full effect mode and build up to, as you said, a SummerSlam match.
Yeah.
I think Logan's gonna retain, so that's my pick right there.
He also has Grayson Waller and fucking Austin Theory,
to jump in there and create some drama.
Yeah, and KO keeps like punching them backstage, which CM Punk doesn't like.
Yeah, man. But I think it's good television though. It's also very entertaining, man, and it works for formula. I think he's gonna keep it. Let's head over to the you know what? I'm gonna skip this one. I'd rather hold off on that one. Let's go to LA Knight. Since you mentioned LA Knight versus AJ Styles singles match, Webster style. I mean, Sean, let me toss it to you because I'm going back and forth. Sean, who do you got? LA Knight, AJ Styles.
Oh man, yet again, if you make LA Knight lose this, you're messing with his momentum, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to let him win this. You know, like their build up has been nice. Obviously, there's a lot of things overshadowing, some of the mid card stuff, right? Because everyone's hyped about The Rock, everyone's hyped about CM Punk, everyone's hyped for these stories, and then you have the Rhea match, and then you have fucking Bayley and Damage Control, which I think is also very hyped up right now. But they built it up really cool. They had like the whole AJ Styles going to, or not AJ, but LA Knight going to AJ's house and cops being called and big old fight happening and shit. So they're making it strong. And AJ's looking fucking stacked, dog.
Yes,
that man looked crazy,
fucking stacked. I'm like, man, you just took 2 shots of fucking steroids to the ass, dog. Like literally before you started filming, because you just look jacked as fuck.
He does.
Don't know where it came from, man. And you're in your 40s, like, and you just came out of nowhere, just brolic as fuck, just. Ugh. And but yeah, no, I love them both. I love the direction they're going. I do think it's being overshadowed by a lot of shit, but I'm very interested in this match. But I want it to go to LA Knight.
All right,
they have AJ in LA, so I'm getting it fucked up. So I'm just like, So LA Knight is who I want, and I hope they book it that way.
All right, Webster style, who you got, man? I know you're a Eli Drake fan.
Yeah,
from way back.
Oh, I'm a both. I love AJ since TNA days. Just the point. AJ is 46. Who'd be 47 in 2 months or 2.5 months?
Yeah.
Just a note on that.
Jack.
I got LA. This is the thing with this. LA needs the win.
Yeah.
AJ doesn't.
No.
AJ is so AJ Styles. AJ Styles could lose from here until whatever. He's still AJ Styles.
Yeah.
LA needs a big win.
Yeah.
Realistically.
They've been getting him so many losses. Yeah, you need to.
All right. Guys, all right. Because we got to move the card along. I'm just gonna tell it. Like you said, they're gonna miss the train on LA Knight. I've fallen off that train. He's now, whenever I see it, it's just Rock Stone Cold combo, Rock Stone combo. I'm bored with it. There's nothing. I need something. And to your point, as you were saying about AJ's looking crazy right now. Yeah. I want that brother to start winning, and in order for him to get more shine, he needs to start winning. I'm going with AJ.
Well, one quick tip. I know we want to move the card, but like, do you
Yeah.
think that feeling that you have about LA Knight, it kind of, you think that came about since The Rock is actually back
I
now?
don't even know.
Because now we have, because like,
'Cause other
I
than
will
this,
say, his commodity was very much, he is of that era. Like he
Yeah.
does the promos like of that era, but now a piece of that era has
it's back.
interjected its way back. So do you think that has had a negative effect on his momentum?
I could
For
see how you
you,
can make that
obviously.
notion, but when I just sat, because again, I'm mainly watching a lot of stuff on DVR, and
Yeah.
then online, other cut segments there. But outside of him doing the promos and stuff, he's not as good. He's like, I don't know. I just, he doesn't grab me as everybody else does that's out there right now. And if I'm comparing him to AJ's always been himself, and now this brother looks even more cock diesel and ready to rip heads off. And so that's why I kind of want AJ at the moment. But yeah, I get slightly bored off of him because other than his promo, his wrestling's okay, but it doesn't blow me away like everybody else, if you will.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they missed a track. if as we said, if the momentum when he had that, it's kind of fizzled. So I guess I'm a victim to the delay.
WWE does that sometimes.
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys, heading over to the brother match in the town of brotherly love, Bloodline, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and they fucking better bring out Rikishi. That's all I'm saying. Webster style, who do you got?
Rikishi.
Yeet.
Yeet. No yeet.
Or no yeet.
No yeet.
We're going with the yeet.
Yeah. I just like that dynamic. I mean, honestly, in this case,
I think we all win in this match, man.
Yeah, that's something. I don't think there are any losers in this match. This is one match where, like, I want main event to win. I mean, he's main event Jey Uso. There's a big win over his brother, put him into that spotlight even more. But having Jimmy, it's like, it is no losing in this situation, in my opinion. I would be happy regardless who wins. Yeah. Honestly,
they both deliver, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a match.
Yeah. How about you, Sean? Who you got? No yeet?
No. Yeet.
Yeet.
So Maki and I got yeet and no yeet shirts. I got the yeet. Oh. She got the no yeet because she wanted the red and black scheme color. So yeah, we're gonna wear that during.
I better take pics, man.
Oh, we definitely are. We're both turning into crop tops too.
Nice.
But yeah, no, man, it's great. I loved the juxtaposition of like the cameraman getting them face to face, and then like someone had the sign in the back that just said "call ... Rikishi." Like I was just like, that cameraman was on it. Like that looks great. I hope that's like foretelling something. It's just gonna be a fun match. I know they wanted it. I wish it was for a belt like we talked about the other week. But it's still just going to be a great match. They're great at acting. They're great at in-ring acting. They're twins. They've been wrestling since they were children against each other. So their chemistry is crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to be super excited. But I think you have to give it to main event Jey Uso. Like I think you have to. And he's a little brother. And it's kind of like an underdog story as well. I think this is a fucking I think this entire WrestleMania is going to be like the downfall of Bloodline.
Oh yeah.
So I'm hoping Jimmy loses. I hope Jay still shows respect at the end of it.
Yeah.
And it makes Jimmy like really like ponder like, oh man, like, and maybe he does something to like screw over Roman, or the
bring the brothers back together again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's weird. It's cool, but it's that they get to do their own shine right now.
Yeah.
But it's also
Jimmy's not really getting any shine. The people chant Solo, not Jimmy.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited. And we talked all the things like it would have been cool to build a more build up, but I'm sure we're gonna get that again. They're gonna play around with this again in the future. But super excited. I'm yeeting all the way. So let's head over to our six-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. We got Judgment Day of Finn Balor, Damian Priest versus DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa versus the Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus the SmackDown tournament winners, who will be determined I think by the end of this week, as of this recording. We don't know who that will be, but I'll let you guys make that prediction. Let me throw it to you. I think I'm on Webster Style. No, I'm on Sean because you did the Sean.
Yo,
who do you got in this? But before you do that, who do you think is going to qualify to enter into the match, and then who do you think is going to overall take it?
I don't know. Do we know who's going to be?
You want to know the qualifying matches?
Yeah, for SmackDown.
Okay, for SmackDown, the first round was Latino World Order versus Legado del Fantasma. Legado del Fantasma won that. New Catch Republic beat Pretty Deadly. So for SmackDown, we'll have Legado del Fantasma versus New Catch Republic. Who do you got there?
Man, that one's hard. They're high up on New Catch Republic with Big Strong Boy and Bruiserweight.
I think New Catch Republic will catch that.
I think they will too. I don't think they're going to give it to Legado del Fantasma. Like I don't think they're kind of putting all that shit to the side for some kind of weird reason. But and then I thought Andrade might have gotten into the mix, but they're kind of putting Andrade into the Judgment Day stuff, which is interesting. He also didn't get an intro on Raw this past week when he had a match, which was also interesting. And people were like, whoops, like go back to WWE and you get a jobber's entrance. I was like, oh no. So yeah, I think it's gonna be New Catch that wins. But as far as the whole,
well, hold up, no, there's still the winner out of that will then face the winner between A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller against the Street Profits. So who's going to win between A-Town Down Under and Street Profits? And then those two are going to battle. So you're giving New Catch Republic against Legado del Fantasma. Who will they battle between A-Town Down Under and the Street Profits?
So I see New Catch going against Street Profits. And I see Street Profits winning it. They had
and then taking it and then them entering into the tournament.
They had
I think so too.
Match. What was it? SmackDown last week, or were they on Raw? I can't remember. Yet again, all SmackDown together.
Yeah,
but yeah, so they had a great match. Like Tez, both of them just looked good, and like their gear looked good. Like I mean, watching like what you call it, the Love in WWE, and like seeing Bianca make all of her gear, like they just make me think like maybe since Bianca's not really in a feud, she just has more time to work on gear because both of their gear, Tez and Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, like their gear just looked really good. So I think that Bianca's making their gear for them. But like, yeah, they just showed out. I think it was against AOP, and it was an amazing match. Like, dude, it's crazy. So yeah, I really want to see them have a WrestleMania moment together. I know Tez kind of had his own WrestleMania moment. No, they had a tag team, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, so I see Street Profits getting it, and then I still see Judgment Day winning.
Judgment Day retaining.
Awesome Truth. I don't know. I see Awesome.
You kind of want them to win against them. I see
some fuck shit happening, and I see Awesome Truth winning.
I honestly, I think at the end of the day, and it's just I'm biased, but I think just because of the history, I think they'll put it on DIY, but I think it'll be a short-lived run. I just think they got. There's so much appeal of doing that with them and that story. But I just think that DIY itself as a team, not saying like right now, like they should have did this like 3 years ago at their peak. And I think they, much like we talked about LA Knight, they missed a chance to really make a statement of having DIY of a run with the tag team belts. But I think they'll put it on DIY, but I think it'll be a short-lived, it'd be a great WrestleMania moment, but I think it'd be a short-lived run.
Okay, so you have DIY. Who'd you have again, Sean? You had Judgment Day retaining.
I said Awesome. No, I said Awesome Truth.
Oh,
I changed.
Oh, Awesome Truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. Man, I'm kind of torn between the Awesome Truth, and seeing Street Profits finally get back into like championship game, because they just been fucking around with them. Man,
split the belts and make things a lot simpler.
Exactly.
belts.
That's what I really would like to happen. Split those damn belts.
Yeah.
Okay, so mixed pick in those for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Let's head over to this one. This one, man. The WWE Intercontinental Championship.
Let's talk
Gunther
about
versus Sami Zayn. I still don't like this one, man, because I still want Chad up in that
Yeah, I
piece.
want to Chad.
Where we at on this one?
I'm torn. I'm really torn. I love to see Sammy get that moment, but
Yeah.
it's Gunther.
Yeah.
It's. I'm going with Gunther.
Wow.
I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Sean,
I
you agree?
I agree. I mean, Sammy's cut a couple of really good promos the past couple of weeks and had some amazing matches, and the build up to it's nice, but like the story's not as progressed as it could have been if Chad Gable got it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I still want him, like you said, a wild trio.
I want him
but,
too, but like they haven't, like unless they announce it on Monday next week.
Yeah.
Which could still change. I mean, card's subject to change as always.
Is Gable on SmackDown or is he on Raw?
He's on Raw.
He's on
okay.
Alpha
So it
Academy.
has to happen on Raw.
Yeah. They're also on NXT.
That's what it is at that match.
But yeah, so I see Gunther still getting it. It sucks. I want him to drop. I'm tired of the reigns and the long historic fucking runs, but whatever.
Yeah.
I know.
Our heart says Sami Zayn, but I believe Gunther's gonna retain.
If they would have spent a little bit more time, like if they had Sammy somehow interacting with Gunther like months ago and having an amazing match that had like to the caliber of Chad and Gunther, it would be a different story, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Although, you know what? I'm not going to say, I think there's a change in WWE writing and they're giving us stuff we want. I think they could play to the fans and then like come back the Raw after WrestleMania and give us Sami Zayn. You know what, Chad? You deserved this match. I'm going to give you this match against me. Since I'm now the champ. Wins. You know?
I feel it's still not the same. It really should have been versus Gunther.
And he should have taken it off.
Yeah.
It's like David versus Goliath because,
yeah.
Gunther's tall, motherfucker. Chad's a short.
That is true.
Like, that's the
Shorty G.
Yeah, Shorty G, man.
Oh my gosh.
Gets into his
that feels so far away, but also not so very far
that's
away.
Imprinted in my brain.
Wow.
I'm so mad at that fucking gimmick. It's like, this is so dumb.
All right, guys, let's head over to the Women's World Championship.
Hey.
Rhea Ripley, that ass. Even though it's not much ass, but it works. Against Becky Lynch. Sean, who you got there, man?
First of which, seeing Becky Lynch tomorrow. Super excited about seeing her. I see Rhea. Rhea's so hot right now. You can't take the title off of her. Also, I don't think this build-up was enough.
Yeah.
Take the title off of someone. I don't know who dethrones Rhea, man. I just don't. Like I really wanted a Bianca Rhea match because I would have liked to see that, but there's also not a true build up there either. So nope. I don't know. It's just like there's not really a build up. So it's not like a huge rival for Rhea, so it kind of sucks, right? So yeah, I see Rhea winning and retaining, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, still gonna be a nice slobber knocker.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, it's gonna be a great match.
Webster side, what you got, man?
Rhea. There's nothing else to say there. Rhea.
Mommy time.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited for that one. So Webster side, I'm gonna throw this next one at you. WWE Women's Championship, the other champion, Io Sky versus Bayley.
Bayley. I think it's gonna be a lot of interference, a lot of chaos, but I think ultimately Bayley's gonna win.
She put in that
work.
Maybe
also a way of getting Becky and Naomi involved too, based on what they've been doing.
Okay. To stop damage control out there on the side.
Basically.
Okay. Sean, what do you think, man? Same shenanigans over there?
Let me just say this story has been great. I love this build up. I love the story. I think they had the main event last week. I think it was Io Sky versus Naomi. And it was amazing. But I love this story because it's including Naomi. You know, you have Bianca kind of there, and then you're also kind of getting, this Bianca hates Bailey, but Bailey used to be good, so Naomi used to be friends with her, so wants to help her. But you're kind of getting this weird Bianca sense of like, is Bianca just gonna like turn on Naomi and turn heel? Like, are we gonna get a Bianca heel turn, which is
At
unheard of
WrestleMania?
at WrestleMania? And it leads me to think that some fuck shit's gonna happen. Naomi's gonna help. She's going to expect Bianca to help, but doesn't because she's mad that she's helping Bailey still because Naomi also just got misted in the face by Asuka for helping Bailey. And you have like Bianca like pouring water on her face, and then Tiffy came up and did some shit.
Some good shit.
So
I saw the clips on that.
I feel like it's going to have like some kind of Bianca Tiffy thing, but I kind of want, I don't know, man, like that kind of makes her a face because Tiffy's heel, but like I want her to turn face. My thing is I want Bailey to win and I want Naomi to help, but I want Bianca to get so mad that Naomi helped Bailey win a title that she turns on Bailey and then teams up with Jade. And then that's where we get our Jade and Bianca mashup. And then it's Jade and Bianca versus Bailey and fucking Naomi.
Wow.
And I think that's like a SummerSlam match. Like, I think that is just, that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. And then, or maybe, have it Jade and Bianca go against the fucking Asuka and Kairi Sane for the tag belts, get a belt on what you call it. But either way, you're putting Jade with a lot of fucking veterans and letting her team with a veteran that's also still young, but just as athletic as she is, so that she can really learn and soak in that knowledge. Right. So I think that's a win-win either way. But yeah, I see Bailey winning. Obviously there's gonna be some fuck shit, but like they need to get Bailey to win, in my opinion.
I'm with you on Bailey. It's been a beautiful, fun storyline, but also I think it's not over. I think there's still, like you were saying, a lot of different ways they can have a lot of future stuff build up off of that match. Definitely going Team Bailey on that one. Let's head over to the main event on night one. We got the Bloodline, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins, with all those wild stipulations that will happen as a result of this match for night two. Sean, it's on you. Who's winning?
Man, it can go either way, man. I don't know how to feel about it, man. I think that there is, to be the true babyface and the underdog, Cody, like they have to lose that match so that Cody faces unsurmountable odds. Like there's no way he can win now on Sunday. He just got his ass beat Saturday. He lost, and now it's Bloodline rules, and then he overcomes it on Sunday somehow because he's the true babyface and he wins it all. So yeah, I think night one, I think they lose, because that's the story, right? Like that's the fucking story. It has to be, in my opinion.
Okay. There's new chapters in this story, though. Could change. We'll see. What do you got, Webster Style?
I totally agree with Sean. Everything you said is exactly what I'm thinking.
That's how you're writing the story.
Yeah. Like, okay. I mean, like if they win and then it's not Bloodline's rules and then he just beats, I mean, yeah, it's cool. He gets a 1-on-1 match with Roman Reigns, but you know what I mean? Like that's not what faces do.
Gotcha.
They don't win 1-on-1 matches. They win when people are still cheating.
Yeah.
And
I don't disagree with you guys. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Let's see what grabs. All right, let's head over before we get to that final chapter in the story. Seth freaking Rollins, versus Drew McIntyre, World Heavyweight Championship. What's going on with this one? And or is this changing? Because again, CM Punk, his whole thing when he came out there the other day, is it changing between now and WrestleMania?
No, CM Punk commentary. Drew wins. Maybe something CM Punk does to distract Seth by accident. And then Drew gets the fucking win. Seth hates CM Punk even more. Drew's laughing at CM Punk because he helped him win. And then Damian Priest cashes in.
And
Because
becomes
he
the new champion.
Yes, because he fucking hates that Rhea went behind his back to ask for Drew's help during all that bullshit that was going on.
I hate that, but it makes so much sense.
I want that too.
And what's even crazier is I ran into an old high school friend who told me this like crazy conspiracy theory he had. He was like, yeah, Damian Priest is going to come out. He's going to cash in at WrestleMania. And then the ref's going to open the briefcase and the contract's not going to be in there. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, dude, the purple briefcase, it wasn't always purple. It was green, right? I was like, yeah. And he was like, and who gave that purple briefcase to Damian Priest? And I was just like, JD McDonough. He was like, exactly. He was like, JD McDonough is going to screw him over because he took the contract out of the fucking green. He took the contract with the green suitcase and he gave him the purple one, which has nothing in it. And I was just like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah. He's like, there's a storyline in 2K23, WWE 2K23. So like, it has to mean something. And I was just like, I'd be so mad if they did that to Damian Priest.
That would be.
But no, I want Damian Priest to catch and I want him to win. Because like you get Drew, you get a title in front of live people. You don't get to hold on to it, but you get it.
Crazy.
And I think that just like that's another thing that CM Punk can be like, yeah, you were champion for 2 minutes. Good job.
All right, Webster Style, who you got, man? What's happening? In the darkness.
Yeah, in the darkness, my light is gone.
Oh no.
But I gotta go with JD, not JD, I'm sorry. I gotta go with Drew. I hate the fact as far as that possibility is there, but Sean says makes sense and it fits the storyline, but I don't see Seth coming out with the title. Whether it is direct involvement from CM Punk or Seth cannot control himself with CM Punk there, and he loses his focus, and Drew takes advantage of it. And again, much like Sean said, then you build that feud with him and CM Punk. I got Drew, but I just hope there's no cash in.
There's got to be a cash in. This is been shenanigans with that goddamn Money in the Bank. It's like they got to cash that motherfucker in.
Yeah, it's also symbolic because the first time
he has until June, right?
Huh?
I said he has until June, right?
I think he has until June, but the thing is, it's symbolic because the first title that Seth won was his Money in the Bank cash in at WrestleMania. He's not going to cash in on Seth. Catches in on Drew, but during a Seth match. And I think that's also very poetic.
Definitely. All right, let's head over. Let's finish this story. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes.
So there's only 2 matches announced for Sunday?
Say again?
There's only 2 matches so far for Sunday? For night?
No. The mixture of what I said earlier falls into all of that. We don't know how the card's going to fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's the story there, guys?
Cody has to win.
Is Cody going to finally win?
I don't care if it's The Rock that ends up helping him in the end of it all, like, and screws over Roman so that they can continue their fight to be tribal chief. I don't care if it's Jimmy screwing him over at the end of it because it's bloodline rules, but Jimmy, realized, Jay beat my ass and he still respects me, so my brother still loves me. Maybe bloodline is a bunch of bullshit. Maybe it's Jimmy, coming to help Cody at the end of the day too. Maybe it's Rikishi. Who fucking knows? I hope Rikishi comes out and stink faces Roman. That's what I hope. I'd pop so fucking hard for that shit. I'd laugh. I'd fucking pop. I'd throw my beer. I would do everything if that shit happened, man. I would go ape shit. But yeah, Cody has to win this time. We've been doing this for over a year, and we said the same shit last year. Cody has to win. I'm saying it again.
Will you riot if Cody doesn't win?
I will also throw my beer if Cody doesn't win. If Rikishi comes out and does stink face, I'll throw my beer. And if Cody loses, I also throw my beer.
All right. Webster Style, is the story going to finish with Cody?
It better.
Yeah.
And let me say why. It better finish because I don't know if they could tell a better story of redemption like they done, particularly in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Really since the Royal Rumble. But they look, the way that they booked Cody over the past year since he lost, surprisingly has made him even more over.
Yeah.
They can't do that a third time, or in this case, a second time by having him lose. That's not possible. They cannot do it any better. So if it does not end here, if his story doesn't end, then there's nowhere else to go for Cody. Like logically speaking. Like
there's also no one left to beat Roman.
Yeah.
Nothing else makes sense. Nothing. Unless it's Jay.
Gunther in there.
Or Gunther. You know, but like but even that, like they've never fought. You know, there's no story.
Right.
You know, so it's like I don't want to see that shit. Like,
all right, let's close this out, guys, because we're close on time. Outside of these events, we've made our predictions. Any shenanigans or appearances by anybody you think is going to happen real quick? Do we think there's going to be any fuck shit, surprise appearances? Anybody brought in anything there, you think? I or would like to see?
I think Jay's going to pop
other
up
than possibly Jay showing up with a match or something. What do you?
We might get a legend pop up. Like I said, we might get Rikishi.
Okay.
That I think would be awesome.
They were teasing Stone Cold and Cena doing The Rock and not The Rock and Cody's fight, is The Rock beating down Cody.
Yeah. So I mean, those two could pop up, which would be great. I mean, it's WrestleMania 40, so I wouldn't put anything past them. I also want a quick thing: Trick versus Mello this weekend. Stand and Deliver. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah. We had those matches. So much going on. Sorry, y'all, we didn't deliver those picks. Who do you got there? Trick.
Oh, dude, I want Trick. I mean, they're probably going to make him do a more redemption arc thing, so they're probably going to make him lose, which sucks. But you know, they have to. It's WWE.
Yeah,
I want him to win, but I think they're going to kind of
give it to Mello.
Yeah, hype it up Mello. Wait till Mello gets the belt, and then they come back and feud again, and then Trick finally beats him for a belt. I think he has to beat him for a belt. You know, at the true babyface kind of venture, in my opinion. I
agree. All right, guys. I wish we had more time. There's a lot to talk about, but we'll come back. We'll follow up after WrestleMania. So it's a good time to be a wrestling fan, y'all. Let's get up out of here. Webster Style, what you got going on? Quick promos.
It's been a light week, but episode 178 of the podcast should be out this week. I think it's 178. I will be giving my full analyses of the Halo Season 2, as well as my interview. If you haven't seen it already, by my interview with Arizona Porn Star will be there as well. And then I'll be talking about Diablo 4 as the download, since it's dropping on Game Pass this week.
All right. And Sean, tell us about what the fuck you got behind you.
Well, the What the Fuck show is going to be the weirdest show at DC Browlesque, which is at DC Brow in DC. We just had our cowboy show, Blazing Tassels, which was really, really fun. Had such a great time there.
I saw the outfit. I saw the fit.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Yeah, I was a very seductive priest, smacking people with my Bible. But yeah, no. The What the Fuck show is just going to be like a very weird show that's literally just going to make you say what the fuck, and that's the whole premise of it. It's not really. I mean, the theme is we want to weird you out so much that you're like, what the fuck am I watching? You know, so it's going to be one of those kinds of shows, and it's on 420. So do what you do and come enjoy the weird shit. But yeah,
that sounds like a perfect 420 event, bro.
Yeah, and check us out. Just go to Eventbrite and look up What the Fuck or DC Browlesque. Right here, that word, there it is. I'm pointing at it now. I was doing it right the whole time. So just look up DC Browlesque on Eventbrite and you'll find our shows.
There you go, man. Sounds like it's going to be another amazing time, bro. You always do it up. Everybody, check out my brothers, Webster Style, Sean Mongold. Go follow all their links in the description below. Go check out those events. And you're at the NRW, you know what it is. Go check out the interviews, reviews. We got it all here on the channel. Your boy Kuya P, Webster Style, Sean Mongold. We're out of here until the week after next, and we'll talk all things what happened after WrestleMania, y'all, and where we're gonna go from here, because it starts a whole nother year of wrestling after WrestleMania, of where storylines go be. So it's gonna be exciting. Can't wait to get into that convo, y'all. So let's get up out of here in a 1, 2, 3. Peace, y'all.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, no!
That's it, right?
Boy, I'm coming hard.